Hello, my name is Jiří Pipek. I'm system engineer from Trask, and today I would like to introduce you low-code, no-code stream processing tools. In today's video, I would like to introduce you Flink SQL and Nussknacker. Both tools are built on Flink engine and use Apache Kafka as streaming platform. Both tools are open source and are suitable for use even by people who don't have extensive programming experience. Flink SQL uses the classic SQL notation, so stream processing operations can be defined using SQL queries. These queries can be run in Flink SQL console. Nussknacker provides a user interface in which the user can draw and define these operations in the form of process diagrams. The individual windows then represent the operations on the data that need to be interconnected from source to sink. I am currently in the AKHQ tool, which is a tool that allows you to manage a Kafka cluster in graphical user interface. For the demonstration, I have prepared a card transaction topic into which the simulated data flows. And now let's see how we can use tools to perform filtering and aggregation on this transaction data. Now we are in a Flink SQL console. On the right we have predefined SQL scripts. I have prepared an example in which we will calculate the average amount of a high transaction of each currency in 1 minute. Before we get started, we need to create two tables. The first one that maps the input topic and its individual attributes, and the second one that is the output table for the aggregated data. Once we have done this, we will have tables that we can start performing these operations on. Now we can create the insertion of filtered and aggregated data into the second table. We will do this using this simple query. Now let's apply this script and see how the aggregated data starts to populate into Kafka in a moment. And in a few minutes, we can see the aggregated data for each currency. I have prepared the same example in Nussknacker. There is a bit of problem because Nussknacker does not have a native function for calculating the average, so the average had to be calculated. You can see what the process diagram looks like in the video. Okay, so let's see how it works. Nussknacker has built an AKHQ tool, so we can display data there. Same as a previous example, we have identical topics, card transactions as an input topic and output topic of aggregated data. The diagram itself has several parts. The first is filtering of high transaction, then counting the sum and number of transactions, combining these two values, filtering for windowing, and output where we calculate the average itself and fill the attributes about the beginning and end of the window. Now we can deploy the scenario, and in a moment we will see the topic filling with the aggregated data. Same as before, after a few minutes we can see how the data is added to the topic. In conclusion, I would just like to quickly summarize the advantages and disadvantages of both tools. The main advantage of Nussknacker is that no knowledge of any programming or scripting language is required. It also provides metrics to Grafana. The cons: it supports only one version of Flink and reading events only from Kafka, does not provide a native function to calculate the average, and has many dependent technologies such as Nginx proxy, Grafana, InfluxDB, Postgres database, Flink cluster, AKHQ, and Diagram Designer. The main advantages of Flink SQL are as follows. Offers a wider range of options and stream processing operations. It is easier to run. It has no depend technologies except Flink cluster. Also, it has many source and sink connectors, for example for Apache Kinesis, JDBC, MongoDB, Elasticsearch, and many more. The disadvantage is the knowledge of SQL language is required. However, both technologies can be used at the same time, and therefore, if one Flink cluster is running, it is possible to run both technologies on it. That's all. Thanks for your attention. Goodbye.